Let's start the unit 1, that is statics. So very first thing we have got is physical quantity. This physical quantity is classified into two types. One is the basic quantity, or also called as fundamental quantity. And same way, other classification under this we have derived quantity. So to understand what we mean by basic quantity is the quantity which can be measured very easily or using a basic instrument. So the quantities like length, mass, time, temperature are all basic quantities. So these things can be measured very easily, whereas the derived quantity is obtained by taking the help from basic quantities. Either we multiply these basic quantities or we divide in order to obtain. So derived quantity could be area is an example for that, velocity is an example, force, acceleration, volume, etc. The list goes on. So area is generally expressed as square meter or square centimeter. So when we multiply centimeter with centimeter, we get as square centimeter. This centimeter is derived from the length. Velocity, it is expressed as meters per second, and if we are considering a vehicle, it is expressed as kilometers per hour. So this kilometer per hour, if we try to understand that, it says the range of displacement covered within an hour. Likewise, if we are thorough with the units of derived quantities, we can frame the definition very easily. Likewise, once we get into the complex subject like heat transfer, so wherein we come across a unit called as thermal conductivity. So that unit, if we are able to understand, and for that unit we can write the definition very easily. So even here also, if I take an example for force, so force is expressed in newtons. So this newtons is derived from the fundamental quantities. Even if I take an example of power, power is expressed as in watts. What is watt? Watt is work or rate of work. Rate of work means the unit of work. If you know, the unit of work is expressed as force into displacement, and for power it is rate, means work rate with respect to time. That is Newton meter per second is the power. So here we understand the power means within a second how much of work is produced. That tells us about the definition of power. Now, coming back to the definition of physical quantity, let's try to understand. So physical quantity is the result of measurement, and it is usually expressed as combination of numerical value and a physical unit adjacent to it. So when I write here for the force, if I write here as 10 newtons, so 10 is the numerical value and n is the unit. Same way for the power, here you can see the breakdown. So here example is given as 42.3 into 10 power 3, and that's expressed as 42.3 kilowatts. So whenever we have got this suffixes adjacent to the units, If it is K, it stands for kilo, and kilo is given by 10 power 3. And if we find M adjacent to any one of the unit, any one of the derived quantities, then M stands for mega, and mega is given by 10 power 6. And mega is also sometimes read as millions. Okay, it's also one way of reading millions. And same way G is there. So when G is there, we write it as giga, and giga means it is 10 power 9. And if we find T, that's tera, and tera will tell us about 10 power 12. So these suffixes you will be finding adjacent to derived quantities or basic quantities. So don't miss out how they are represented by a numerical value. Okay, so as I told you, here we find K. So K is the SI prefix representing 10 power 3. Likewise, it is M, mega, giga, and tera. So P is representing the physical quantity for power, and 42.23 into 42.3 into 10 power 3 is the numerical value, and here W is the unit for the watts. So likewise, as we progress into the subject, we will be finding the application, or we will be finding such physical quantities. And the moment we see the value represented by a physical unit, all these things should come into our mind. Then only we'll be able to tackle the complex problems very easily. So this is a very basic and a fundamental step. Now we further extend the discussion of physical quantities. This physical quantity has classified basis of on the basis of scalar and vector. So the quantities which has got only the magnitude, a value, and adjacent to that units are expressed, and such quantity we call it as scalar. So example for scalar quantities are length, area, mass, time, energy, density, etc. These are the examples for scalar quantities. They have got no direction at all. Next we have the vector quantity. So vector quantity has got both magnitude and direction. So herein where we will be using the mathematics as well. The application of maths is also brought into it. So vector quantities are those like which has got the magnitude and direction. So example would be displacement. You can observe here the displacement, that is we are covering the distance horizontally of 4 meters, then it is 2 meters, and again we are coming towards the left side with by 4 meters. So the net displacement produced from the point A to B is actually 2 meters, and the distance covered is 10 meters. So this is the direction of the displacement. This is the direction of the displacement. Same way, we also specify the direction for velocity. Velocity is nothing but rate of change in displacement of a body. So here, the displacement from A to B has magnitude and direction of 2 meters, and it is pointed vertically downwards. So the other examples are velocity, acceleration, force. All these are vector quantities, whereas work, power, all these are scalar quantities. So here, if I want to write, or if I want to express this as in mathematically, or the representation what we are going to follow is the displacement from point A to B is given as RBA. So R is to indicate the displacement, and this displacement is measured from the point A and the final point is B. So A becomes the reference point and B becomes the point of interest. Sometimes in other books you may find a representation for R subscript B slash A. Even this can be also represented as RAB. So the reference point is written first, then secondly the point of interest is written, and that slash sign is removed, slash or by, whatever you call, that is removed. So these two representations are being followed. So first is that we need to decode these representations, and later once these representations have been decoded properly, then it becomes for us very easier to express or use them in a mathematical equation.